Hi, I'm talking to Brian Solis, principal of Altimeter Group here at the Social Shakeup 2014. So, a lot of talk about social business and the future, but has the empire struck back? Have all those marketing C-suite people who hate social come down on us and destroyed the party?
Yes, they haven't destroyed the party, but the empire has struck back. But they did so, earlier when we were talking, you used the word pragmatic. They did so pragmatically. It's a formulaic response because they don't understand what it means. So social business, I don't even know if half the people here really understand what it means, and that's not a bad thing. It just gives you promise. A social business, for those who really want to know, is not about your social media strategy. It's about how you become as an organization more human. It's a philosophy, it's a way of business. And so if you, as a change agent, could get into your organization and say, hey, what if we were a little bit more human and we use technology to enable that? Then relationships sort of ensue, relationships follow, and relationships are a natural byproduct of that. I think people just have a different fight that they're not quite fighting yet ahead of them, and it's a good thing.
So, there are pragmatic reasons for being social, right? I mean, for one, it makes you more effective as a manager if you're able to create a connection to people. But two, in an age in which, and McKinsey talked about this recently on their 50th anniversary, they foresee a global future where it's not just thinking about, Japan, not just thinking about India and the BRICS, but really, companies are going to have to start thinking about their markets in cities we haven't even heard of, right? How else are you going to be able to have that kind of global reach without these social tools and without an embrace, as you were saying earlier, of people you don't even know?
Yeah, wow, that's a really big point. It's a point that companies, this is where companies recognize the limitation of social and they have to push through it. So today, you can scale and you can go global, but it's all from the headquarters, right? And so they say, this is our master message and our master media assets, and you use these, and maybe you're allowed to localize them, but this is your standard, right? But that's not at all what globalization means or localization means. That means about being relevant to your community in the way that the community acts and believes and all of those things, right? So that means that everybody would have to be empowered. Everybody would need its own headquarters. Everybody would need its own center. And that's the part about social business, again, is that it's all an enabler to do something, right? So if I said, hey, Robin, hey, we've done great things here at Social Shakeup, but what's the Social Shakeup community all about? You would be able to say it because you feel it and you live it and you breathe it, right? And everybody here could do the same thing. What if a business did that, right? Not just in the headquarters, but wherever its local offices. And that's the baseline for what social means. I think, unfortunately or fortunately, we get social caught up with tools and technologies and trends. But what if we use those as a way to say relationships are the end game, right? And then whatever comes of those, reciprocity leads to sales, conversions, all that stuff. I'll just give you one last bit. I did research with LinkedIn. We have
on employee advocacy, right?
Yeah,
great piece of research.
And thank you. Employee advocacy and employee engagement. And we found that when you invest in relationships with an employee, if you communicate, if you tell them what you're doing, if you tell them where you're going, that the natural response to that is more loyalty, greater advocacy. They're more engaged in their job. They're more likely to refer people. They're more likely to stay, and all of these things, right? And when that research came out, I remember a lot of people saying, "Yeah, but we already knew that. That's what happens, right?" I said, no, it took a quantified survey of thousands and thousands of people to give you the statistics you need to show that there is ROI in this, that relationships matter. But what nobody ever asked was, how do you communicate more effectively? How do you get leadership to communicate? Because we all saw the end game. If people talk and they want to talk and they share, then people react. But the trick for the social world and social business overall is, how do you get people to talk or to share or to have a vision or to do the things that they just don't normally do on a daily basis? Because we now know that there are quantified results and they're all good, but get there.
You are my hero. You're a genius. You were there at the beginning. Thanks for being part of this today.
Thank you, Robin.